Yeah, we got off to a good start against Norway first round, beat them 7-0. They had a few looks at the table, but they weren't able to capitalize.
It's a good result to beat, well, to beat any team really, not only just England. I mean, all the teams played great.
They are experienced players, both of them. I know Raj and Amar personally, and they're good friends of mine too, so it's going to be interesting.
You know, the first match always gives everybody a little bit of the little pressure, the little butterflies, you know, so you don't tend to see the best performances. And Mika and his partner, they're a really good team, you know, so we know against them we can't make no unforced errors.
I think we're a little bit of a favorite, but we're not going to take anything for granted.
Before he caught a flight from California to come here and play in this event, I knew we could win it then. You know, nothing's changed.
Thank you very much indeed, Nick. Yep, here we go. The last match of the evening. The only unseeded team to get through, India, against the former champions, the extremely dangerous Finns. There's all the drums tonight. It's a bit quiet in here, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it. I don't know what happened. Maybe they had another gig. The drum corps.
Well, that's the Finns that win the leg.
Finland wins the leg.
Still a race to 7. Things start getting pretty serious.
Thank you, race to 7.
The races get a bit longer
Finland's
when you get into the next round. And this combination, so good, so capable. Champions back in 2012. Certainly one of the most dangerous dark horses in the field, if indeed they are a dark horse.
No, they're not a dark horse.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, they are definitely can win this event for sure, because they've done it before. And they've proven, even in years when they haven't won, that they know how to play Scotch doubles pool. Completely different discipline than playing singles. They make a very good team, and as we mentioned at the stand-up there with Nick Bright, the Finns are by nature low-key, cool and collected, whereas India, for them to win, they've got to be able to maintain that swagger. And they didn't come into the drums tonight, and there was really no fanfare on the intro for them. So let's see if they can pick themselves up, Nick.
Well, here comes Mika Immonen, who of course not only has won this, he's also won the World 9-Ball Championship 16 years ago. Man of the world, Mika. Born in London, lives in New York these days, but very, very proud to represent Finland. That's a nice shot, a lovely touch and placement there.
Yeah, ideal start here for Team Finland. And how about those jerseys they're wearing? It's unusual, isn't it? They've got one long sleeve on the left side, and the other side is a short sleeve.
I never had you down as a fashion stylist, Ted, and I never had Petri down for missing a shot like that either.
Unreal.
Wow, where did that come from?
Now, this has got to be early, a big boost for Team India. Sometimes it's just about the belief. When your opponent misses, you can feast on it.
That wasn't quite ideal.
No. Because Amar, it's not the most comfortable cueing here.
No, it really isn't.
It's just got to be, yeah, all right, he's in there.
Should be okay, but it needs real control here with the stick. And yeah, I mean, it was a little bit tricky. When you said it, Ted, he should be okay, and he should have been, but there was, I think he was just thinking about it a little bit. The fact that his cueing action was restricted. So they get away with one here, the Finns. I'm sure Mika won't let this one slip away, and Petri probably just delighted that he can get up here and atone for his earlier error. That looked like it was a rack losing error. Got away with it.
Considering you just missed that last shot, this could be a bit of a tester. right in the heart of the pocket.
I'll be surprised if Petri misses a shot like that again all match. That will have woken him up with a jolt. And he'll be relieved if Mika deposits his 9 that it won't cost his team. Sometimes you need that, like a bucket of water in the face. So they've got away with it.
Yeah, that's, I think, massive relief from Finland, and that's a real disappointment. They went from a real high to a real low in just a matter of seconds, Team India. They had this rack off the Petri miss and simply blew it. Here was the mistake, the miss by Petri Mäkinen. And Amar Kang missing that 7 ball. He just didn't seem totally comfortable queuing on that one. So Finland gets the rack. They lead 1-0.
Who gets the blame on that India miss? Do you blame the shooter, or do you blame the shot before him that he didn't give him a very good position, or a combination of the two?
Well, he was
Q-rack
wide
Finland's a
open,
break.
so I
Leading
mean,
one
he
rack
should have
to
made that, Amar. So it's a team game. We'll blame the team.
Mika Immonen won't be interested in playing the blame game. He'll just want to get this match finished as soon as possible. He's got a wing ball down. It was the 8. Now that 1 looks like it passes as well.
You mentioned Mika Immonen winning the World Pool Championship many years ago. He's won everything there is to win in this sport. Absolutely amazing career. Already in the BCA Hall of Fame. 44 years old, and what's incredible about Mika Immonen is how he has stayed at the top of the sport. And this is a difficult sport to stay at the top of.
And physically he hasn't changed. I mean, he hasn't, you know, he isn't an ounce heavier than he was when he won the World Championship. I mean, he's just kept himself in fantastic shape.
And that's one of the reasons why he has been able to stay at the top of the sport, because he looks after himself and he travels a lot too, which isn't always easy to do.
In fact, the only thing not to like about this Finnish team is these terrible shirts. I mean, it's not a good look, Ted. It really isn't.
I'm trying to warm up to it, Nick.
No, it's awful. Nothing awful about that long 3. Nicely sets him up for the pink 4. Yeah, Petri's settled down now. He needed that. Well, some players need that little jolt of electricity. You make a mistake and it's, oh, game time. Come on, let's go. Can't afford those slips. Got away with that one.
So Petri leaves that in very good position for Mika to bring this cue ball down for the 7.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Ted. You're not going to thank me for this. You've seen all the teams now. Pick a winner from here.
What's everybody put me on the spot for?
It's fun.
Really?
Yeah, we love it.
I get blamed for everything. I get putting on the spot all the time.
Well, you know.
I mean, I'm sitting in front of all of Raj's fans, and Nick Bright's going, "Who's going to win?"
Well, I tell you, you could have a worse bet than Finland to win the competition. They've started fast here. They've jumped into the early initiative. Not much Raj and Amar can do about this at the moment, except sit and wait for their opportunity, which will come. We know that. When it does come, they're going to have to capitalize, and they're going to have to hope that there isn't too much damage done, because if they can break and run out a couple more times, Finland will be in complete control of this match. Well, what an enjoyable day 3 we've had. We are almost at the halfway point, and it's been the seeded teams winning all the way through round 1. China, Holland, Austria, and the United States completing a sweep there. And here we are in round 2, Japan beating Canada 9-3. Alex Laley and I had a side bet on that one. I won't boast about who won. And Finland beating India 2-0 at the moment, but a long way to go in this one. Can't believe we're nearly halfway through the tournament.
I will say that I did like the performance of Holland.
That's your winner.
I didn't say that.
Why did you pick them out?
Because I like their performance. And England, thought they were looked very good.
What didn't look so good there for Petri was that red 3-ball that rattled in and out the jaws of the pocket and wouldn't go. He put plenty on it. You watch this red, bottom left. No, not having it.
That is the first one I've seen today that didn't go, the wing ball. Now, I haven't seen every rack today, but we're looking at about 85% success rate on that wing ball.
That's a super shot. That really is.
Behind the back for Amar Kang.
Now Raj has just got to get this ball back for the 3. We're hearing rumours that the drummers have arrived. Without the drums. What's going on? Don't say security confiscated them. Yeah, in business here. It's a competition, particularly in this venue, that means an awful lot to Raj Hundal in particular, doesn't it, Ted? You were talking to him about the pride he feels about his Indian heritage, but also the fact that he's a Londoner as well.
Yeah, he says he plays for the motherland, but he carries London on his back. I absolutely love that phrase.
Great attitude to have as well. Well, this has opened up nicely now. He may carry London on his back, but that didn't stop him and his partner dumping the England A team out of the tournament on day 1. Now that needs to put the brakes on.
Amar Kang is actually from Sacramento, California. That's where he resides. He was born in India and raised there for a few years before his family moved to California.
So we've got 2 resident Americans playing today. Mika in New York, Amar here in Sacramento. That's a long old journey for him. And he'll be hoping this journey ends on Sunday night in the final. Well, they've given themselves a chance. They've got themselves back into this. 2-1, Finland leading. The dry break, India profiting. Well, we've had a lot of social media action saying, please, can we see something of these drummers? We'd rather hear them than Ted Lerner anytime. Here they are. Follow that, Ted.
Okay, thank you very much, Nick Halling. Nick, I believe there's a cup of tea waiting for you out in the parking lot.
Thank you, rack 4. India to break.
Yeah, that was great. That was just the boost that Team India needed. The drummers were a little late. I think they were supposed to maybe stuck in traffic, or
what happened was USA beating Singapore 7-0 earlier. I mean, you know, we're at this match earlier than they anticipated. So
yeah.
They're here now. They're in the building, and they'll make a lot of noise. The better India do in this contest, and they're in it now. Now, that's not quite what was dialed up. Another dry break. Back-to-back dry breaks now. One for Finland, one for India.
No, in fact, a 7-ball did go down, Nick.
Excuse me, I was still thinking about the drummers.
Concentrate.
Well spotted, Ted.
Push out, Paul.
So 1 ball down and no shot at the 1. So Team India calls a push out.
That's an awful lot of traffic between 1 ball and cue ball. Mika's evaluated this pretty quickly and said, you know what, I got a shot.
That'll work.
Was that exactly what he wanted, Ted? Was he trying to just pull it up behind the red and the green there? Or will he just be happy enough with that?
That would be ideal, but still plenty of distance. No shot at no clear. I mean, at a
No,
pocket.
nothing given away, is there?
Yeah.
Extension called.
If he can hide away.
No.
I don't think he has, but again, nothing given away either. So now the pressure falls onto the shoulders of Petri here. I think winning this World Cup of pool probably his career highlight,
Extension
but he's
call.
had plenty of high points along the way.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to ask him that. That was the highlight, and they won it in the Philippines in front of a massive crowd.
Bit of a surprise final as well, wasn't it? Was it Poland they beat in the final?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, what's happening here? Well, he's got the cue ball jammed up under the blue, I think it is, but there is something for Amar Kang to take a look at here.
It's not only this shot, Nick. This table is quite complicated at the moment. So they just got to take it one shot at a time here. Just get this down. You can see the 3 is tied up. The 5 is tied up.
Oh, and
First
the one
gotta
didn't
get
go
it down.
anyway. Well, lucky in the sense, I think, Amar, there, that it is, as you say, a table that isn't just going to be run. So this doesn't go down as a calamitous miss, and it wasn't exactly the gimme either on the one, but Mika's saying, well, if you don't want it, I'll take it. But now, after this 2, that's where it's going to get a bit sticky.
Well, it's if the 5 goes into the corner, this may not be as hard as it looks from above here, because 3-6 right here.
Yep, the combination. As you say, if you get position on the 5 into that court, you're right. You're absolutely spot on here. If that does go, it'll open up in a hurry, but oh, well played. Oh, so nicely played.
Well, the key is going to be obviously the position from the 4 ball to the orange 5.
Now, Mika, of course, has so many great qualities, but his positional play, certainly one of them. Back it comes. That tells you everything you need to know right there about whether this ball passes. It does. And he couldn't have lined it up better for his partner here. Oh, we were talking about this looking a tough table. Boy, they've made it look easy.
Very few times over the years that I've watched Petri and Mika play together have I seen them out of stroke. Great side. 3-1 now in favor of Finland. And a well-played rack from the Finns. Taking advantage of the mistake, the missed ball by Amar Kang. That's how you do it.
Which at the time, Ted, didn't look like a rack losing shot, did it? But that's exactly what it's turned into. It just shows you can't make any kind of mistakes against these Finns. You can't give them anything. They'll punish you.
Petri Mäkkonen He's really made a name for himself playing with Mika Immonen. Obviously, when they first started playing in the World Cup of Pool some years ago,
Thank you,
Mika
rack
was
5.
already a
Finland to
multi-world
break.
champion, and
83
Petri
racks to
was just a young, rising player. But this is not a singles event, it's a doubles event. It's how you play as a team, and they really, Finland epitomizes how Scotch doubles pool should be played. Except right there, a dry break. Interesting, up until this point during the day, we had hardly seen any dry breaks. And now we've seen several already in this match.
Which begs the question, that is the elements changing a little bit. We know there was a lot of heat under that table generated by the lights. But maybe the conditions which were so good for the earlier matches have changed a little bit later on into the evening here on what's been another sweltering hot day in the British capital. Now, these two have got to make the most of this.
You Brits really don't like nice weather, do you? This is ideal weather here. It's a beautiful day here.
We moan at everything. You know, if it's too hot, we moan. If it's, you know, a little bit of rain, we moan. A centimetre of snow, the entire country's paralysed. Whatever we get, you know. Meanwhile, Kang going to work there, and this is looking a fairly routine rack. Just keeps India in touch. It's tough to come back from 4-1. Not impossible, but 4-1, it's starting to look a little bit ominous. 3-2, very different perspective.
When it races to 7, you don't get many opportunities. So you really, there's very, very rarely will you see perfect pool, but you got to play close to perfect. That will do. And India staying close.
Well played rack. Coming off the dry break. But that's what's going to make the rest of this match interesting, Ted, isn't it? Has this table turned now on the players? Our dry break's going to be the order of the day. Or will one of these partnerships, or indeed both of them, just fine-tune a little bit? What do you do in a situation like this when you are breaking and getting balls and then suddenly you go dry? Do you make adjustments?
Yeah, you might not recall what it is you did or what you did differently to change that good fortune that you had. A lot of times the players will make adjustments. They will change which side of the table they break from.
Rack 6.
And we don't
India
see
to
many
break.
players breaking
Turn to
from
rack
this
6.
side of the table. So here's an adjustment.
It's been a handful. Oh, well.
Corner ball did go down. Watch out
Oh,
for the
hang
cue
on.
ball.
Oh, that's
Oh,
real
no.
rank bad luck for a Mark Kang.
Ball
What
in.
a break. And then that one ball came along and just stuffed the cue ball straight into the side pocket.
Start the clock, please.
That's cruel.
Yep, just bad luck. He didn't do anything wrong. He did everything right, actually.
Super break. Watch the one. Here it comes. And that took a kick on the way down as well. Terrible, terrible misfortune. Pure and simple. But that is part of the game, a 9-ball. If you can't handle bad breaks, you can't play this game.
I was talking with Amar the other night. He knows that stuff is part of the game. So, yes, he's disappointed, but in a way, that's better than an unforced error. I mean, it's not an error. It's just luck.
And because the rack was so good, it's gifted it to the Finns.
They'll have some more looks.
They'll still be playing catch-up. The unseeded Indians, the only unseeded team into the last 16. No easy matches here. Raj Hundal and his partner Amar Kang trying to keep that flag of India flying into the quarterfinals, but the Finns, when they get on the table and they start to roll, they do look powerful. They look confident. And after his earlier error, Petri has looked rock solid as well.
He has found a comfort zone playing the loyal lieutenant to the general, that man right there.
Well, they got lucky there, the Finns, because it was a terrific break from Amar Kang. That really cruel kick into the side pocket on the cue ball basically gifted the rack to the Finns. They'll need all the support they can get to come back from this. India down 4-2. Our coverage will continue in just a couple of moments. Big rack coming up here after the cruel blow here. Look at that yellow one ball coming in and just dumping the cue ball in after Amar Kang had got 3 balls down on the break. Didn't deserve that. The Finns said, we don't care, we'll take it. We'll pinch that one. China, the Netherlands, Austria, the United States early this evening, all safely through. That took us to round 2, where Japan have disposed of Canadian interest in the competition, and Finland looking to do the same to India here. Further round 2 coverage continues tomorrow, day 4 of the World Cup of Pool from Bethnal Green in the East End of London. Now then, let's see what Petri can do. He's missed the wing ball. Is he going to get anything else? Oh, Petri's having some trouble.
Yeah, it's amazing how the conditions have changed here in your call. Teams were making a ball on every break shot earlier today, and now both squads struggling. Look at this shot on the 1.
This is a huge rack, Ted. You know, if Finland win it 5-2, they're nearly there. India win it 4-3, it is game on. A real swing rack, this one. Vital.
Will they try for the 2-9 combination to kickstart?
There's some distance between those two, Ted. Would you take that on?
Well, the 9 is
it's
pretty
nicely
close
lined
to
up,
the
isn't it? Yeah.
Pretty close to the pocket.
And that's a lot of blue between the 2 and the 9 there. Let's see. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
No.
Well, that ends that.
No, they decided not to do it. Take it into the side. I mean, the balls are, when the balls are this wide open, players at this level will just run them out rather than take any chance.
Yeah, you don't get bonus points for the heroic effort, do you? The highlight reel stuff. Plus, you can keep the other guys sat in the chair. You can put them to sleep, bore them to death. Take your time.
You know, that's a good point, Nick. It's a way to sort of take control of the momentum.
Yeah, the Finns have had a nice rhythm in this match. And it does seem as well that the Indian partnership have slowed this rack down. It's been very purposeful. They're moving around the table slower. Everything about it just a little bit taken off. And whether that's a conscious decision or it's just a subconscious thing that they've done, it's quite noticeable. This is clever play, this. Now this is the tester, such as it is. Kang lines it up. Oh, found it. Yeah, well played. Raj just needs to keep the concentration. That's a very well played rack. And that sent a message as well to these two. You come up dry off your break, we're going to get you. And India have got themselves right back into this match. Could have been 5-2 if it had gone the other way. Instead, 4-3. As a very famous football manager once said, squeaky bum time. All getting a bit tense in there.
Except for a few mistakes, it's pretty high quality match, and you know, you make a mistake, the other team punishes you, and vice versa. That's the way it should be.
Ted, was that my imagination, or did they deliberately just slow everything down there on that rack, India?
I think you might have a point there. You know, they saw the balls were well spread apart, and yeah, keep them in their chair.
Rack 8. India to
There's
break.
Nick Vandenberg.
3 racks to 4.
Behind him, Johan Reischenk. Konstantin Stepanov, one half of Team Russia. They're still in it. Johan Reischenk will be, you know, the former European Mosconi Cup captain, will be captaining Team America this year in the Mosconi Cup.
Wing ball down. Not an ideal lay. See the one, but dealing with the one is another matter altogether. The 6 is invitingly over a pocket as well, so Kang will look to head for the tall grass here.
Nice safety. Yeah, it's Mika's shot. He can't reach that because it's easier for a lefty.
Oh, made that look easy. Oh my goodness me. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's a shot. There is the kick escape, of course, but what a superb shot that was from it. Effortless as well. It's like he walked up to the table and said, yeah, got that. Uh-oh.
That was hit and pray.
It really was.
Hope it gets a good layout, but I think the Finns will attack this one.
They certainly will. The 9 ball now in unusual territory. At the top of the table, right up against the rail. Not often we see it up there.
Extension call.
Oh, this is nosebleed territory for that 9 ball. Where am I?
It's good. Good point. You know, you never see it.
You never see it. You never see it up there. Deftness of touch.
Great shot there. They can see the 2. Perhaps cannon into the 6 here, but it's all about position for the object ball.
Yeah, well played.
Well, look at that. Nicely done. And now the 2 is on to the 9. Nicely done.
Yeah, a little bit of magic there from the Finns, both of them. A lovely pot from Petri and a wonderful escape from Mika as well earlier. That really does give you an indication of the genuine class that these two bring to the table.
It's a good point. That was not an easy table, and look at the way they made this rack. They created this. They made something out of nothing.
I mean, that's just an outrageous shot from Mika. It really is. And even though they got out of it, they were chasing it after that, and that wonderful little carom there.
It was the cannon into the 6 that developed the 2 and the 9. They take that home, and a well-played rack just in time for Team Finland.
Rack 9, Finland to break. Leading 5 rack.
Again, they answer India.
No, it's Petri that's been struggling with the dry breaks, so the good news for them is that Mika is up and he is not dry. He's got a wing ball, he's got a 1 ball in the side as well. The 2 is heading north, the 9 is getting nudged very close. So we know already what these guys are thinking. There's the 4-9, and with the 3 gone, this 2 ball now becomes the key ball in the rack. You get that 2 ball down, you get position, the rack is yours.
Take it on. Why not?
Well, you're 5-3 up, but you know what? If it goes wrong, you're 5-4 up. This is a roll of the dice here if he is taking it on. I can't tell if he was taking that on or not. It's a strange one. What do you reckon, Ted?
I think he was. Knowing if he missed it that they'd leave a long shot.
Well, there's only one thing in his mind. It's not a gimme. But if he does get it the right side of the 9, it's going in.
No, he had to hit that so precise because it really wasn't over the pocket.
Worth a look.
That was really a
So
difficult
close.
shot.
So close, though, Ted.
Extension call.
Well, that's the kind of shot, if it goes down, it's a big lift and a big spark for Team India. This is a tough shot.
Now, what's he going to end up with? That's the key. Well, he won't be very happy with that.
Tried to go cross table bank.
Well, the only crumb of comfort for the Finns in this rack is that that 4-9, of course, is gone. But the rest of the rack looks pretty uncomplicated. Well, time and time again we say it, any time you get contact with other balls on the table after you played your shot,
And that can spell trouble.
yeah, sometimes you get lucky, but more often than not, you'll have a little bit of a problem. Kang has dealt with that problem.
That was a good shot.
But they're still just fighting the table a little bit. Now that's going to have to travel and travel and travel, and it did. Beautifully played from Raj Rundal.
India has never led in this match. They were down 3-1, had it to 3-2. Finland got one to make it 4-2, then 4-3. I mean, this is at this point they're just trading racks, so they're going to have to get on a bit of a roll to get back here and take the momentum back from Finland.
You're absolutely right, Ted, but 5-4, not a terrible place to be, you know, with winner breaking. And just remember, they had some stinking luck on their last break. They're due a bit of good luck on their next break. It is indeed 5-4. There's a lot of happy fans in the York Hall Bethnal Green, but they've still got some work to do. They're trailing the Finns, and we know what they can do if they get onto the table. Which way is this one going to go? It's wide open as we get to the business end of this last match of the day. Really good pool this. Finland looking good. India matching them shot for shot. We'll have the conclusion of this one when we return. Nearly at the halfway point then of this year's World Cup of Pool. This is how things are shaping up. We know Japan are through to the quarter-final. Will they meet Chinese Taipei or Poland, a former finalist? Chinese Taipei defending champions, of course. USA, Spain to look forward to. They will play the winner of this one. Now, also in round 2, China against Germany, pick a winner there. Philippines against Netherlands, pick a winner there. Scotland, England, grudge match. And Russia versus Austria, who may be the number 2 seeds, but they were not firing on all cylinders in their first round match. You can make a strong case for every team still standing. What these guys don't need is a dry break. Look what they've got.
The math is there. They cannot afford to trade racks as they've been doing. So they have to hope that somehow they get back up to the table here. Nice shot there for Mika.
Yeah, he really has just opened that strange looking pocket up. How good a shot was this?
And this rack could really seal the deal for the Finns.
Who's breaking next? I think it's Petri, and he's had trouble with dry breaks. So on the one hand, you're thinking, well, he's overdue. On the other, if you're India, you're thinking, well, we've still got a chance. Well, that's looking ahead. That's assuming they're going to run this rack out. And I must admit, I'm with you, Ted. It doesn't look like there's a problem on there. The only thing that could possibly happen is if they lose position. And the way both of them are just controlling that cue ball, can't see that happening.
Now this is connect the dots. They are a well-oiled machine, Nick. Unflappable.
Yeah, you just literally took that word out of my mouth. I was just thinking they don't get flustered, do they? They don't let the situation get to them at all. Former champions, of course.
I said something similar earlier. I've never seen them throughout their many years playing together in the World Cup of Pool collapse. If they got beat, it was maybe 1 or 2 bad shots or because of the other team playing a bit better, but never saw them fall apart. Now they're 1 away from a spot in the quarterfinals.
And this entire match has probably come down to the next break. They're going to be dry, because that's what's done for India here. Well, you got to feel sorry. Kang had those 3 balls down and then the ridiculous scratch. And then you get this. Not helped by the fact that Mika then demolished this one. And the positional play on this was just a thing of beauty. After that, plain sailing, 9 down. Finland on the hill.
So now that you've seen them playing so well, what can you say about their shirts?
They're still terrible.
You haven't been one over to this
No.
new fashion
No,
trend
no,
in the
IQ
sport of
Rugby
pool?
11, Finland to break, leading 6 racks to 4.
Well, this is serious business time. This fella's had a couple of dry breaks. India are just hoping that there's another one here to get back to the table. Watch out for that red ball to the right of the cluster. If that goes, Finland are in business. It didn't go, but they got a 1 in the side, and they got a bonus ball up there as well. Top right. That's bad news for India.
Running of safety options here. There's also a bank. That's the offensive option. Just like that.
Oh! I tell you what, though, he's got lucky. I think he's got very lucky. That could have been absolutely anything, and he's ended up with that. See, that could have sat in the jaws just as easily. India not getting the breaks. Oh, and that just doesn't that just sum it up for
Ball in
them?
hand.
If there's been a bad break going, they've got it. I mean, there's only one good bit of news out of all this, and it's a crumb of comfort. Look at what happens when that pink 4 gets kicked, and it marries up with the 9. That might just be the only thread that keeps India alive right now.
Yeah, because it only goes in the side. Well, no, because the 8 ball is in the way.
Extension call.
So they'll have to develop a path or develop that ball. I don't know. Maybe it goes in the corner. Mika just looked at
Yeah,
it.
he was looking in that direction, wasn't he? They're of course 3 shots ahead of everybody else. 2 and 3, not an issue. What do they do with the 4? Don't think that goes, Ted. Looking at the 4 again. And as you say, the 6 is blocking the other route. Well, it might pass the 6, you know. This is all about positional play. That is wafer thin, does not go there.
They might just try to break it up.
Let's see.
No, just play safe. He's looking.
No.
There's no way.
Well, we know the camera angles can be deceptive, but that did look as if it wasn't on. But the way he's lining this up, what's he going for?
No, safe.
Oh, is he looking to put the 9
Oh,
down?
9.
He is. Look at that. Brilliant. Well, how about that? That's the kind of vision that you need to be an elite pool player. And what a way to win a match as well. Very impressive. You have to feel sorry for India a little bit, Ted. They did not get the run of the balls tonight.
No, and Finland with a great finish. They're going to go into the quarterfinals brimming with confidence.
Yeah, but for all that India didn't get the luck, there was nothing fortuitous about Finland's path to the quarterfinals either. They played some beautiful shots. Nothing better than that finisher as well. Finland progress 7-4. The last unseeded team standing is gone. Finland march on.
Welcome back to the World Cup of Pool in London's East End. We saw there the Finns taking out the Indian team. An amazing result, 7-4 in our last match of the day. Let's have a look at the stats then. Finland, 3 dry breaks, but still taking the match. India 1. Average balls on break, 1.0 to 1.3. Break and win rack, Finland 3-0, and that is exactly why Mika and Petri join me now. How are you feeling, guys? You pleased with that?
Well, we're happy to get over the hurdle, but we had some trouble with the breaks, a few dry breaks, and even though we were hitting the break pretty good, it just wasn't opening for us, and we're lucky to get past them.
It feels like the chemistry's really there, though. I'm watching you guys play, and it feels like you're a real team.
Yeah, I mean, we have been playing like 5 or 6 times this event, and we won it. We have been in the last games also, and the chemistry is good.
Yeah, you said you've won it before. You're looking like serious contenders. I think that's fair to say.
It's fair to say now. We feel comfortable at the table. We just need the opening shot, and then I think we're just confident to clear it every time. So looking forward to the next match. We get a little bit of a break now, but we're just going to regroup and work on our break.
It's a noisy arena whenever India play here. How did you cope with the pressure of all the Indian fans and the drums and the fanfare that comes around it?
I enjoyed it, really. I know Raj personally, and he's a great friend of mine, and Amar as well. So I just enjoyed that little break time there with the drums. They're a good group of people. I love them.
So what you're saying is you guys thrive off of that, in fact?
Yeah, maybe a little.
Well, listen, in the next round, it's USA or Spain for you guys. Is there a particular team out of those two that you'd prefer?
Well, I think they're both amazing teams. USA just showed earlier that they can be a contender, and Spain in the previous match they came back from the jaws of defeat. They ran the last 3 racks, so they're both very strong contenders, and we're just not going to take them lightly.
Well, listen, congratulations on the win this evening. You guys can relax. Let's have a look at how the draw is shaping up now.